All right, so if you've been following me for any amount of time at all, you'll know that I like to put together like my own custom service books for stuff that's not available in print, just because I don't really want to pull up like a PDF on my phone or something like that. I just want something physical and tangible. So a couple months ago, actually, I guess at this point now, a year ago, I made this. It's an Akathist plus canon for my patron saint, St. Maximus the Confessor. I got his icon, like, I got to figure that there, right there. And I did it using LaTeX. And so it had some errors in it, and I used kind of I forget where I got the canon from. Oh, I had to translate it from Romanian, so that was like a whole issue. And so now I have a Manayan copy, and I was kind of going back through it using LaTeX. And I got so tired of using just like all the backslashes. Like my hand is like permanently injured from having to hit the backslash and then curly bracket. I just got tired of it. And the syntax is like a mess. I discovered something called Typst, and it does everything LaTeX can do, but so much easier. Okay, so I just have to share this. Let's take a look here. So yeah, this is Typst. You can see like it has all the math definitions you can use, all the graphics, everything that like Typst could put out, or you can do in like R Markdown or using Pandoc or something, it can also do. But here's the rub on this. Like, I gotta show you this. I forget where I have it. Yeah. So let's look at how big LaTeX is on macOS. So you have to install a thing called MacTeX, and if you use MacTeX no GUI, like, let's come here. If you go to its root directory and let's see how big it is. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. It's 10 gigs, and that's without the GUI. Like, it's even bigger with the GUI. And so if you wanted something like with Markdown syntax, you have to install a thing called Pandoc on top of it, which is like a library of conversions. And here's a cute little script you can run if you want to see how big your homebrew packages are. Let's look here. It takes a minute. Yeah, let's look for Pandoc. It's 260 megabytes. So you have like one massive library with another big library on top of it. Let's compare Typst. Okay, so Typst is, come on, 43 megabytes. Okay, and it can do everything that LaTeX can do with all of those packages. Like, it's kind of insane. So let's do a brief comparison here. One thing that I wanted in my book, I might as well just open the PDF here. Here we go. Is this red border. That's kind of cool because it uses like the HTML kind of styling. And so if you want to get a red border on LaTeX, you kind of need to take a couple things into consideration. You need to have like every page needs to have the margin taken care of, and then you need to draw a rectangle within it and kind of set a margin in there, and then have it do it on every page, and you need to set it for even and odd. So it's an absolute monstrosity. Like, this is it here. This is how I draw a little red rectangle around each page. And it works. I don't know how it works. I just got this like on Stack Overflow or something, but it's like a monstrosity. And just look at this. If I want to set my font size, I got to do that. If I want to set my margin and my paper size, I got to do that. If I so much as want to put a picture in there, I got to do that. And all these other things, like I want colored text, I got to do that. Let's compare. Let's look at what Typst does. We're just gonna, I think it's test.type. Yeah. Okay. So you can see it. You can just see it here. Like, I just set paper as A5. I don't need some horrible backslash thing. I just set the page thing itself in a declaration. My margin's that easy. I don't need to load a separate package for this. And look at this, the rectangle, like to just draw that rectangle, it's one line. I don't need some horrible thing. And it makes sense too, like whatever my margin is. Actually, I was testing this with like legal paper. So if we do this with A5, 2 centimeters is pretty good. It's simple. I want it to be as wide as the page, but then take out the margin, so 2 centimeters. I want it as tall, take away 2 centimeters, and I want it red. So let's see what that does. Instantaneous, and it did exactly what I wanted it to. It's just that simple. Let's look at another thing that really bothered me in LaTeX. if I wanted to do any kind of text coloring, so maintaining kind of like the red border, also like red accented text, I would have to do like text color red and then whatever I wanted it to be. In this one, actually pretty straightforward. It's just going to be text fill. It's going to be red, and then whatever your text is, like Bob. Boom. So it's a little easier actually, because you don't have to hit shift as many times. I'm sure you could get like an autofill, like an autocomplete in Vim. I don't really know how to do that. But so, okay. My goal is next couple weeks to try to get this book like refactored into type. Because once I do that, editing it will be so much easier. I don't know, type just utterly MOGS LaTeX. So that's all I'm thinking for today. All right, peace.